My All-American opened in movie theaters across the country last week. It is based on the best-selling book by a Texas sports writer. But he won't be seeing it. He's in prison. Only on Fox 4, Richard Ray traveled to Jacksboro for a one-on-one interview with Jim Dent.
This is Lindsay State Jail on the outskirts of Jacksboro, Texas, considered a minimum medium security unit. About 1,000 inmates, including one, Jim Dent, who's a best-selling author with a new movie to his credit.
Out on the field! Go!
My All-American, in theaters now, the story of Freddie Steinmark, undersized Texas Longhorn legend who led his team to a national championship in 1969.
Can you hold up one more game?
Then months later lost a battle with cancer and died. A movie based on the book, Courage Beyond the Game, authored by a sports writer who's something of a legend himself. Good to see you. It's been a long time. Jim Dent is a trustee at Lindsay now, serving a 10-year sentence for drunk driving. A successful Dallas-based writer who authored 14 books, including 3 New York Times bestsellers.
The plans change.
His book on Bear Bryant's A&M team, Junction Boys, turned into a TV movie that set records for viewership on ESPN, all while Dent was accumulating 10 drunk driving convictions in 4 states.
I am an addict. There's no question about that. I have a problem with alcohol, but that's behind me. I have a past that is shameful, but that's behind me.
Jim Dent fled the country in order to avoid this, his second prison stretch, writing and promoting a book, Manziel Mania, from Mexico. Promoting your Manziel book while you were on the road.
Well, you read me on Facebook.
I did.
You read my stuff on Facebook about the Manziel book. I was doing interviews on The Ticket. I was doing interviews with Jody Dean. I was doing interviews on KRLD. Nobody ever asked me where I was.
1 year after fleeing to Mexico, Dent was arrested in California.
I was trying to get across the border and I was going to turn myself in. Well, they got me. They caught me at the border.
Jim Dent says now that he's writing a different chapter for the rest of his life, helping teach fellow inmates, seeking a deeper Christian faith, promising to return to prisons as a teacher and a coach once he served his time. Still writing his memoirs. If you were pitching this as a movie, what's the short pitch on the Jim Dent story?
It's about a wild and woolly life of a guy who also wrote books, who was able to be the most dysfunctional workaholic in the history of mankind. I'm writing my life story, and it's called Last Call. And it's all about how Jim Dent is going to live his life better and be a better citizen when he gets out. I think I've got 20 good years of writing when I get out. I think I've got more movies when I get out. Anybody who's ever been locked up has long stretches of regrets. Another one of the hard things about prison is knowing that you've let people down. And I think every day that I've got to do the right thing when I get out because I want to make it up to them.
Best case scenario, Jim Dent will be walking out of prison in early 2020. He will be 66 years old. In Jacksboro, Richard Ray, Fox 4 News.